Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Paul. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Lily. Hi, Trisha. Welcome in, everybody. Trisha, I was just formatting prints for the merch. You wanted the Mothman background, right? And then you wanted the Dayton Vampire background. Are those the two you wanted, Trish? Hi, Scott. Hi, Sally. Hi, Lost Sister. Welcome back, cutie. How you doing? Hi, Simone. Those are the two. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed one or gotten them mixed up. Because I have those two. I haven't put them up yet, but I formatted them for the correct size for the prints. Oh, that's okay. I'm good. I'm glad you're getting sleep. Not so innocent. How are you? Hi, Wolf King. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Metro. And yes, happy full blue moon, Suzanne. Yes, Patsy. Paul. Paul, that's so funny. I love that. Hi, Sparkle Tree. Thanks for the jungle, Tiny Trisha. That was so cute. Thanks for the desert Blizzy. He's so cute. I love when Blitzy's getting into stuff. Why is he so funny? Thank you, Trisha. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Jojo, for the jungle Blitzy. He's so cute. Hi, Khaleesi. Hi, Brooke. Cable. Thank you. You're so sweet to me. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. If you guys could do me a big favor. Hi, Lady Rose. Hi, Marie. Hi, Manny. Hi, Eric. Thank you, Khaleesi, for the cozy cryptids. Hi, Michael. Hi, Lost Sister. About cat people, I don't. I do not. I'll have to look into that. Hi, Tom. If you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner if you're on TikTok? And then there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friend's FYP and helps us grow our beautiful porch. Lost Sister, I have a story about cats and like their frequencies and how they're like how they are to people, like magical, but I don't have one about like a cat person, like a goat man. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that what you're asking me? Like a cat person? Or you mean like how cats and people work together? I'm good, live, laugh, love. How are you? Yes to which one? Sorry, I shouldn't have asked you both. Like goat man. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't have any cat people, but I'll have to look into that. That'd be interesting. All of mine are based off of actual folklore. I don't like make up creatures or anything, so I'll have to look, but I'm sure there's a cat person somewhere. That's a good suggestion. I'm going to write that down. Thanks, Lost Sister. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. There's got to be one somewhere. And I still have no end house written down. Don't worry, Bizzle. I'm going to look into it. It's highlighted right now. It's coming up on my millions of things I'm supposed to look into. And yeah, Suzanne, there was like that cat, like, but it wasn't Catwoman. It was like, she was a cat, right? I remember that one. Yeah. I guess once it's a movie, it's technically folklore, right? Hi, Jesse. Welcome in. Yeah, Jesse, but she was asking about cat people. Like a cat / human. Like goat man. Hi, Lisa. Oh, cool, Rox. Thank you. I'm screenshotting. That's amazing. I haven't done any Japanese folklore yet, and I would love to. Mostly because I'm intimidated by the pronunciations. Good point, Michael. They absolutely do. They have a goddess. Hi, Dawn. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Japanese, I'm scared of butchering it. Yeah, Jessie, she actually just came in here. Was it last night or the night before? And we read the story she was in. She's doing well. She said she still hopes to get her new show started soon. Hi, Sam. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Sue. All right, guys, feel free to put your story requests of the stories that you would like to hear tonight in all capital letters in the chat, and I will write them down, and then we'll vote. Hi, Lexi, Redhead. Welcome to the porch. My name's Devin, and if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. You can find a list of my stories on my Decor channel, which is linked in my bio, and also on my YT channel there is a playlist called Bedtime Stories. If you're not familiar with my stories, don't worry about the requests, just sit back and listen and you will get used to them. But be sure to give me a follow, so if you fall off the porch, you can find us again. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and I'm going to write down your request and then we'll vote. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Ravens. Yeah, Michelle, I'm familiar with the Wampus cat. Is that part human? I think, is it? Maybe. That's a good call. No, CJ, I didn't. Did you send it to me or did you post it? Thank you, Trisha. Yeah, if your requests aren't in caps, I won't see them. Because once people send out requests, the chat moves so fast. I can only really catch them if they're in all caps. So, just a reminder. Okay, CJ, I'll check later. I can't wait to see I Love You 40 goodness. Manny, I don't have any Haitian folklore, I don't think. But I do have a Jamaican story, but I would love to do a Haitian folklore story. So if you have any suggestions on cool Haitian folklore, I would love to hear it. And I would love for you to send that to me. And if you would email it to me at porchlore@gmail.com. I love getting folklore suggestions. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, Whitney, I would love it. Email me. I'm always want anybody to send me folklore suggestions. Jesse, no, but I have La Lechuza. I haven't done La Llorona though. Hi, Don. Ugh. Ugh. That's for CJ. All right, you guys, I am going to set up the first poll and I'll be right back. And while I'm doing that, while I'm setting up the poll, if you guys could do me a big favor, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, And there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. And I'm going to set up the first poll for us to vote on the first story. And you can sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars in the sky, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. All right, you guys. The first poll is ready. We have... Oh, wait, sorry. Hold on one second. Okay. We have The White Witch of Rose Hall, which is the Jamaican story. We have The Bell Witch and Justice for Impusa. We have The Door in the Water, which is the Irish Selkies story. We have The Crawl Space, and we have the Fresno Nightcrawler's Spooky Pajama Pants. And you can vote if you're on TT in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have The White Witch of Rose Hall from Jamaica. We have The Bell Witch and Justice for Impusa from Tennessee. We have The Door in the Water and the Selkies from Ireland. We have The Crawl Space. And we have the Fresno Nightcrawlers and their spooky pants. Who's it gonna be? Okay, Holly Sue over on YT. Oh, you saw it already. She wanted The White Witch. And thank you, Holly. That's so generous of you. And you can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, Andy, it's probably it's one of my scariest ones. That one and Maintenance Man. Looks like we're going to Jamaica. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can the Bell Witch catch up? All right, you guys, that was a close one. The White Witch of Rose Hall was in the lead until the very last second. Yep, it kept going back and forth. And then Impusa won. So, the Tale of the Bell Witch and Justice for Impusa is our winner. And I will be right back with that story. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Thank you, Jen. I'm pretty proud of it too. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Desiree. Welcome back. It's so funny you asked that, Trisha, because I just formatted this one too. So this will definitely, I'll put this one up too as a print. Sorry, guys. I just gotta. Thank you, Gemini. Yes, the merch is such good quality. I agree. I am actually really like, it's like good quality. It's not like the free t-shirt stuff you get played. Like, it's like legit the quality of clothes I would buy. It's like very nice. So thank you for saying that. Also, sorry guys, I just got a phone call and it's pretty late and it's from one of my best friends, like of my whole life. So I just texted her really quick to make sure everything's okay with her before I start the story, because she doesn't ever call me this time of night. So I just want to make sure everything's okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, she scared me. She just got back from, I mailed her a birthday present, a late birthday present. I'm not always the most punctual, like a while ago, but she was out of town. So she wasn't home to open it. And I didn't even realize what day it is and that she's back home. And she opened the birthday present because she's been gone for like a month. So she was calling me because she opened my birthday gift package. But she made me so nervous just now. My heart was like, she's literally like, yeah, she's the one that comes in here sometimes. Taylor, you know, my friend Taylor, she's like, I just love her with all my heart. So thank goodness everything. Yeah, she just made me a little worried for a minute because I was like, wait, she doesn't call me this late. But she was just excited and she wanted to thank me and talk to me about stuff. But I was like, I'm live. And she's like, oh, I thought you might be. Yeah, me too. I love her so much. I'm just happy to hear from her. Like, it makes just her energy, like just seeing her call me makes my heart happy. Yeah, she's great. Anyway, I'll be right back. Quick swig. Also, if you guys are just joining us, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Thank you for the hand hearts, Desiree, Jen, and Carrie. Also, Rachel, thank you for the cozy cryptids. And if you guys could do me a big favor before I start the next story, feel free to invite some of your friends in who might. Yeah, they are precious, and my friends have been my life forever. So, like, I was emancipated in high school, so my friends have been a big part of my life forever. So, but yeah, well, thank you for the manifesting, Trisha. So if you guys could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, and there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow out this porch. And some of your friends might need help falling asleep or relaxing, and you never know. So share it to your stories, share it to your FYP, and bug all your friends in their messages. I'm just kidding, kind of. So, and I'll quick swig and I'll be right back. Thank you guys. Thanks for your patience. Sorry about that. I'm like a mom when it comes to friends. I like don't have kids, so all of my love and passion and investment goes into my friendships. So like the way like a mom would panic that her daughter just called, does that make sense? It's like how I treat my friends. So I'm sorry. Oh, Robin, I hope you feel better soon. And Sandy, thank you for the book. It's so cute. And it's like when you've been friends with somebody for 20 years of your life, they're more than just a friend. You know what I mean? Submitted for the approval. Oh, I love that, Jeff. I love the Hitchcock Hour reference. I'm a big fan of Hitchcock. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Palace Society. This is the tale of the Bell Witch and justice for Impusa. I think I'll pass, Whitney, but thanks. A lost sister, you have a teenager too? I'll pass. My friend Kim and I became friends on TikTok first. We just clicked immediately. Like we were sisters in another life. She just felt like home to me. And our connection is truly a deep bond I can't really explain. We had decided to save up money for a paranormal adventure together with a whole crew of the spooky bookies. Trunk hit hard like Kimbo Slice. We were rolling deep, and I'm talking Brittany, Elena, Ayana, Angela, Yaya, April, and Alicia. For our first paranormal adventure, we decided to go to Bothered Me. Not frightened me, bothered me. The way it was told. The way it was framed. The way the narrative blamed the neighbor, a strong-willed woman who had the nerve to stand up for herself against John Bell, and was then deemed a witch. The way the story always centered the Bell family as the victims. Evil witch, demonic, haunting, cursed land. The same tired language repeated for 2 centuries, without anyone stopping to ask, who actually benefited from that version of events? As if the Bell family, who gained their wealth off of the work of enslaved people, were somehow innocent? Without ever stopping to think how their way of life itself was in fact the unnatural evil energy that saturated that land. What happened to the Bell family was most likely the repercussions of their own inhumanity, cruelty, and complacency. The Bell Witch Cave sits like a wound in the Tennessee countryside. It isn't dramatic at first glance. No towering cliffs or theatrical entrance. Just a low opening near the Red River, half hidden by brush and limestone. People come here expecting fear. They bring EMF meters and night vision cameras and preconceived conclusions. And they desperately try to find connections to the witch. They want something to jump out at them, something to justify the word evil. But we came because of the land itself. The Bell Plantation once stood not far from the cave. And that detail is usually mentioned only in passing. John Bell, wealthy farmer, early Tennessee settler, respected man. That's how the story begins in textbooks and tour pamphlets. What it rarely expands on is what that wealth was built on. Enslaved labor. African women and men whose lives were owned, controlled, brutalized, and erased. Their suffering is somehow treated like historical static background noise to the real story of a haunted white family. But the land remembers differently than the people who write the history books do. I had been researching older accounts, not the polished versions meant for tourists, but fragments buried in court records, local oral histories, diary entries, and overlooked scholarly articles. Mentions of women who disappeared, of punishments administered out of sight, of screams that carried across the fields at night, of a cave the enslaved avoided until they didn't have a choice anymore. Because the Bell Cave wasn't where the haunting began. It was where the resistance did. When we stepped inside the cave, the temperature dropped in a sharp physical way. It almost felt like we had crossed into a different realm entirely. Kim laughed and said, "Hold on, y'all, here we go." We were all excited and nervous because this was our first paranormal outing together as a group. The walls were damp, the stone smoothed by centuries of water. We could feel an electricity in the air, a vibration, a tingling feeling like we were standing somewhere where something important had happened. And I just kept thinking about those women, African women, brought here in chains, stripped of language, kinship, freedom, yet still carrying cosmologies older than this entire country. Women who viewed the land as alive, as something you spoke to rather than conquered. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Misty. Women who knew protection magic. Not as superstition, but as survival. Hoodoo, root work, conjure. These weren't aesthetic practices. They were technologies of endurance. Now, John Bell wasn't just cruel. He was methodical. His punishments were designed to break the spirit as much as the body. Women targeted not only for labor, but for humiliation, violence, and control. The Bell Witch legend talks about invisible slaps and disembodied voices tormenting the family. But it never talks about the very real hands that regularly struck enslaved women. The very real screams that went unanswered. The very real blood that soaked into this soil long before anything supernatural had ever been reported. Desperation sharpens clarity, and those women didn't turn to the cave because they were curious. They turned to it because there was nowhere else to go. The cave was mysterious and revered even then, known to the local indigenous people as a place where the veil between worlds thinned. A place where the elements spoke louder than men. Earth, water, darkness, womb, and grave in the same breath. Those enslaved women didn't summon evil. They didn't summon a demon. They called on a protector. Mpusa. Mpusa is not a witch in the traditional fairy tale sense. She is an ancient elemental. She is associated with crossroads, caves, night travel, seduction, and punishment. Some believe she serves Hecate, the ancient goddess of witchcraft, crossroads, and the underworld. Mpusa always appears as a beautiful woman, impossibly graceful, almost hypnotic, before parts of her begin to shift into something more unnatural. Ancient writers compared her to spirits that fed on human vitality, which is why modern historians often describe her as the first form of succubus or vampire. But she didn't drink blood. She drained people, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. She was seen as a force of punishment against arrogance, corruption, and human excess. like a form of dark vigilante justice that appeared when people crossed lines they weren't supposed to cross. Long before Europeans ever set foot on this land, entities like Impusa have existed across cultures all over the world under different names. Not demons and not angels. Corrective forces, energy balancers, justice, karma. What those women did in that cave wasn't reckless. It was precise. They worked with what they had. Roots, water, ancestors, blood, and breath. They bound their suffering into the land itself, not to curse blindly, but to anchor a guardian. They didn't ask for mercy. They asked for protection. And protection doesn't always look gentle, especially to those who are the oppressors and the abusers. Thank you, Leslie. As we moved deeper into the cave, the air changed in a way that made every single one of us stop walking at the exact same moment. Yaya and I locked eyes as if we both sensed something at the same time. The passage ahead narrowed into a low chamber where black mineral streaks ran down the limestone walls like water damage. My inadequate flashlight beam trembled across them. And for a split second, I thought I saw movement inside the stone itself. Long shapes shifting beneath the rock. Nobody spoke. Even Kim and Brittany, who usually joke when they get nervous, had gone completely silent. The vibration in the cave floor had deepened into something rhythmic. Not footsteps, not machinery. A slow pulse moving through the ground beneath our shoes. Then Angela asked if any of us smelled something. It smelled like wet soil and river water, and something burning. Not smoke exactly, more like extinguished candles. Kim, who was behind me, suddenly stopped and told us all to back it the fuck up, Terry. And I turned around and asked what was wrong. And she pointed past me toward the wall. Now Kim has a special gift. And she can see spirits and energy that most people can't see. So whenever she tells us she sees something, we all pay attention. Hey Yaya, I just mentioned you. At first, I thought it was just another creepy opening in the rock, but then I realized the darkness itself was moving. The shadows along the wall had begun gathering inward, folding together in a slow, fluid motion. Water dripped from somewhere deep in the cave. And the shape that emerged, it was woman-shaped. A silhouette formed from darkness, moisture, and flickering reflections off the cave walls. Parts of her seemed ancient and beautiful. Long limbs, hair moving like submerged roots, while other parts refused to stay still long enough for my brain to understand them. I remember seeing eyes, reflective like light shining across deep river water at night. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run, but surprisingly, none of us moved. We were all just frozen. Suzanne, thanks. Ayana looked like she was about to cry, and Alicia looked like she was scoping the place for exits. The entity stood at the far edge of the chamber, watching us with an intensity that felt overwhelming. The cave had gone so silent I could hear the tiny crackling buzz inside my inadequate flashlight battery. And then, all at once, the temperature dropped. The walls around us seemed to flex outward, and suddenly, images started flooding my mind. So fast they almost knocked me on my feet. Thank you, Jess. Images of women kneeling in this exact chamber. Hands pressed into the mud, blood mixed with river water. Images of a girl, no older than 15, hiding behind the others while someone above ground screamed. Not random visions, memories, imprinted into the land. The cave wasn't showing us horror for the sake of horror. It was forcing us to witness. Then Elena kept repeating under her breath that she could feel people standing all around us. And then the figure moved closer. And the fear became almost unbearable not because she wanted to hurt us, but because no human nervous system is built to experience something like this. My entire body shook uncontrollably. And then I understood something that did not feel like my own thought. The land remembers what people bury. That was the message. Not revenge, not punishment. Remembrance. The cave itself was acting like an archive. And Impusa was its keeper. The story had survived distorted because distortion protects systems of power. If the entity was framed as evil, nobody would ask why she came. Nobody would ask who begged for her protection in the first place. Then she lifted one arm slowly toward the cave wall beside her. And for one impossible second, the mineral stains across the limestone looked unmistakably like overlapping handprints. Dozens of them. Small hands, large hands, pressed into the stone. Then my inadequate flashlight flickered, and they were gone. April gasped sharply behind me, because at the same exact moment, every one of our flashlights in the chamber went out simultaneously. I heard Angela's nervous giggle in the back of the group, and then Brittany whispered, "I know you fucking lying." Alicia gestured to Brittany to shush, and Ayana was trying to keep everyone calm and quiet. And then we were in complete darkness. Then I heard a woman sigh directly beside my ear. Not a voice, just a sigh. Ancient, exhausted, real. And suddenly my fear changed. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Shannon. What terrified me most wasn't the entity we had just encountered. It was the realization that suffering this profound had actually happened here. Real women, real terror, real desperation powerful enough to stain a landscape for centuries. And then our inadequate flashlight suddenly lit back up and the chamber was empty. And Impusa was gone. All that was left was some dripping water and the raw smell of earth. As we moved deeper into the cave, images pressed into my mind. Women kneeling on cold stone, bruised wrist and torn dresses. I felt their fear, yes, but stronger than that, I felt their resolve. A moment where survival shifted into defiance. And Pusa answered because she was meant to. And what followed on the Bell Plantation is well documented in the parts that people like to sensationalize. Disembodied voices, physical attacks, psychological torment. John Bell growing weaker, sicker, unraveling. His once brutal authority collapsing under something he couldn't whip, sell, or silence. The legend calls it a curse. And that word does a lot of work for people who don't want to say justice. John Bell died under circumstances so strange they terrified his peers. The Bell family suffered losses, madness, and humiliation. Their power eroded, and their name became synonymous not with wealth but with a haunting. Their land rejected them. And the enslaved women, their names were not preserved, but their work was. The Bell Witch was never attacking randomly. The violence had direction, purpose, selectivity. This wasn't chaos. This was consequence. And Pusa didn't linger to terrorize innocents. She stayed to guard the boundary. This land is not cursed. It is protected. People who come here seeking thrills often leave unsettled, shaken, sometimes injured. They report scratches, nausea, disorientation, and they call it malevolent. But protection feels hostile to those who mean harm or are not pure of heart, even unconsciously. Especially to those who romanticize cruelty under the banner of history. Reframing the Bell Witch as evil allows people to mourn John Bell without digging into the man he truly was. Thank you, Brooke. It allows the country to turn enslaved women into footnotes instead of architects of resistance. And it allows violence to remain abstract rather than personal. But Impusa does not allow that abstraction. She anchors memories to place. She ensures that suffering is not erased just because time passes. She makes sure the land itself refuses sympathy for abusers. As we turned back toward the cave entrance, the pressure eased, not because we were leaving, but because we had been understood. A quiet acknowledgement settled over me. Not approval, but alignment. We hadn't come to provoke, we had come to listen, and Impusa understood that. The Bell Witch Cave doesn't need an exorcism. It needs the truth. What happened here wasn't a haunting born of evil. It was a reckoning born of necessity. Enslaved African women denied every earthly protection, reached for something older than the system that oppressed them. And it worked. Impusa remains not as a monster, but as a sentinel. And the land remains hostile not to all the living, but to those who are not pure of heart. And the story only feels like a curse if you believe that John Bell deserved mercy more than the women he brutalized deserved justice. Because some protections never expire. And that's the tale of the Bell Witch and justice for Impusa. Good night, Lost Sister. Sweet dreams. Thanks, Missy Jane. Isn't she beautiful? I think she's so pretty. I think she's so pretty. Her hair is our roots. Her hair's roots. Tree roots. I think that's cool. Oh my God, Michelle, what is that? Was that a whale with donuts riding it? Oh my God. With glow body paint. That was so cute. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, I love how you have her as your phone background. So many people have said they did that. I love that. I love that so much. I'm adding her print probably after the live tonight. So her framed print will be available. The Roxbury. Good one. The Roxbury. Why do these banners keep not moving every time I switch. Another glitch. Like, it never used to do that. It's super annoying. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, and if you like them, you can listen to them whenever I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. As Justin just pointed out, I also do have merch. And it's very fun and cute. Even if you don't want to buy anything, I think you guys will get a kick out of it. And I hope you enjoy it. It's all really good quality too. Also, all of the links are in my bio for the Discord, the YT, the merch, everything. And welcome in, guys. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back, watch the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. I'll be right back with the next poll for us to vote. Thank you, Archangelo. Thank you, Suzanne. Logan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. DRM, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh, Missy Jane, it's Empusa, E-M-P-U-S-A, but there is going to be no information when you give it a Goog on that theory, because that is a theory of mine, because I'm an elemental witch, and based on what I know, that's what happened. You will not find a connection to Empusa and the Bell Witch anywhere, because they're like, that's not a common theory. That's one that through my research and my knowledge I've come up with. But you can still look up Empusa and you will find out who she is, but you will not find any connections to her on the Bell Witch, because this is a breaking news theory that I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, because I literally, this is like me trying to correct history, because this is what I think actually happened. But you will not find proof of that anywhere online. But trust me, Empusa and I go way back, and she told me this is what happened, so I would take her word for it. Anyway, yes, Missy Jane, it's Empusa, and she's amazing. Anyway, I'll be right back with the next poll. Exactly, Matt. You won't find any info because it's not the sterilized story they tell people. But yeah, exactly, Glenda. I'm old. I'm old. Yeah, but Matt, that's not even a conspiracy theory. It's true. Uh-oh, Rox. What? You had a wild ride. Shannon, thank you for the jungle, Blitzy. Rox just said, pretty sure I just fell out of the hammock, bounced off a beanbag, and bam, right off the porch. Bam. Hi, Angel Hernandez. Welcome in. All right, you guys, I will be right back. Bye, Skrilla. Where are you going? Are you going to bed? You won't find this in McGraw. What's McGraw? Oh, the textbooks. The textbooks, duh. Janice, are you from North Carolina? Janice, are you from North Carolina? Oh my God, are you from Greensboro? because that's where I'm from. And the second you said Lydia's Bridge, I'm like, holy shit. My group chat with my high school friends, they keep asking me to do Lydia's Bridge because that's our high school. Like, that's where we went as teenagers. I cannot believe you're from High Point. Yeah. Piedmont Tria. Hey, girl. Hey, Piedmont Tria. Hey, girl. Janice the Menace. What's up, girl? Hey. Oh my God, I'm following you right now. Instant follow for my fellow Piedmont Triad girly. Lydia's Bridge. I love how you said it too with such authority. Like everyone in the nation would know what Lydia's Bridge is. You're like, have you done Lydia's Bridge? Like, how did you know that I would know what that was? Because that's like very local to where I grew up. I love that. Who needs to be wrapped in that, Shannon? Who? Nowhere and back. Where are you going, Skrilla? Are you leaving? Are you really leaving, Skrilla? Hi, John. Oh, you're near Fayetteville? Nice. Who needs to be wrapped in bubble wrap? Oh, whoever bounced. Yes, it is a good story, Janice. You're right. I really need to. I know, Skrilla. I know they are delayed. Plus, there's so many, I have to scroll up and try to catch them. Wait a minute. What? Wait. One of the killers that inspired Scream is from Greensboro? Excuse me? So I was living in the town that guy's from, horrified by that movie. Because I also would like to point out that I did become a news reporter, and Gail Weathers, every experience she had in that, I swear to God, do y'all remember was it Scream 2 where she's in her news station and it's like double-sided glass and she's in the sound studio and he comes up on the other side of the glass? Do you guys know that? Okay, first of all, I didn't know he was from Greensboro, and that's horrifying. I could have gone my whole life without knowing that. Second of all, my office, which is a soundproof office for recording in my Houston station, was literally glass like that with a sliding door, and then right across the hallway was the entire sound studio, that all glass. And I was a perfectionist, so I was always like the last one in there staying late because I wanted my package to be perfect. And especially because we had Super Bowl come, and like I was psycho about my Super Bowl packages. I wanted them to be perfect. So, because they were like national, come on. And so anyway, we had swipe IDs. You couldn't get out of the building without your ID card, which I feel like is a fire hazard and always scared me anyway, but we had to have our ID cards like chained to us at all times so we could get out of the building because you had to swipe in and swipe out, okay? So I would stay so late at night, and I would be like, I have to make sure my ID, because I would have to walk past that sound studio, and all the lights were off in the studio, and I have to walk past that whole glass sound studio to get to the swipey card door. And I was always like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I would like walk really fast because I'd be like the last person in there. And so that movie scarred me all the way up until my adult life as a news reporter. Because I'd be like, yeah, I'd like run really fast past, because I swear if that dude pops up I'm going to lose my mind. I didn't, Glinda. I would walk right past. I didn't even look. I didn't even want to look because I'd be like, I'm going to see a shadow, or I don't even know if someone's hiding under the news desk. I'm not even going to, nope. Walking fast. And I would always keep my badge right in my hand because we had to swipe out, and there's no way to get out. You can't just like run from a kill. If I drop my badge, I'm trapped in that building with that guy. So I was like, oh my God. See, yes, that's exactly right, Brooke. You got locked. Okay, you get it. You can get locked in these buildings. Okay. Like people are like, how come you can't just leave? I'm like, you don't understand. Like if you don't have your ID card or you can't find it or you can literally like get stuck in there. Wait, 1996 slasher film Scream was inspired by Danny Rolling, the Gainesville Ripper. Oh, okay. So that's Gainesville's not Greensboro. Hi, Joanne. I was going to say, I'd be shocked if I didn't know that information. Skrilla. Yeah, Glenda. Yeah. So, yeah. No, but I didn't unlock that fear. I got that fear from Scream as a child. And then I grew up to have the same profession as Gail Weathers. And I never in a million years thought I'd be in that situation. And then one day, there I am, and 12-year-old Devin comes back into my brain. I'm like, oh my God. And like, I never realized, you know what I mean? It like really did. Like, but I also say, Final Destination did that to me for a lot of things. Final Destination did that for our whole generation, and you know it. You know, none of y'all want to drive behind a log truck, and you know it. Anyway, I'll be right back with the next poll. Enough blabbing. And the tanning bed one, I was tanning. I was a tanning girl when that came out. And after that, I kept the door propped a little bit because I was so scared. I was like, man, see, everybody, log trucks. That's the one that got everybody. I knew it. I didn't even have to. There's a million things that happened in that movie, and I knew the log truck was going to be the one because it got us all. See? The log truck got us all. So Scream got me when it comes to the movie or the news station, and then Final Destination got me on like everything. Tanning beds, log trucks, everything, telephone poles. I mean, that movie, yeah. They tried to redo it, didn't they, like last year or something? Ugh, like, just pay for new intellectual property, Jesus. Oh, Wanderlust. I said elemental. In terms of, I deal with elementals and the elements and the natural frequencies of the earth and storms and water and fire and wind and crystals, which are earth. Did my friend like the gift I sent? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, she sent me a bunch of pictures, but I haven't looked at them yet. You're air? Ooh, I'm fire. Well, I'm actually all four, but my zodiac sign is fire. Oh crap, no, Anna, I didn't. Let me write it down right now. Okay, I just wrote it down. I'll check it when I'm done. Also, is Alyssa in here? Alyssa, paging Alyssa from California. Are you in here? Alyssa from California. I don't know your TikTok screen name. Are you in here? Close, Glinda, but it's spelled with an I. Me with a can full of gas and a handful of matches. Still weren't found out right here. So from here on out, it's the Chronic 2. Starting today. Tomorrow's new. Slim Shady. How did they have twin babies? And a Mercedes Benz with the windows up when the tint goes up in the mid-80s. Calling men crazy. I mean, Skrilla, you can't lob it like that for me. You can't serve it to me like that. Come on. I'm gonna hit it out of the park. Chris. Oh my god, wait. Does he have a magic ball? What was he doing? What was he doing on the prairie with that magic ball? Okay, Shaq. I said hit it out of the park, not slam dunk. You could have been like, okay, Sammy Sosa. And I'm not even a sports person. Oh yeah, LeBron. That's right. The Ohio basketball player. Hi, Cable. What about Devin After Dark? Oh, Lonnie gave me corn. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have... Oh wait, I added too many options. Just kidding, hold on. Okay, we have the White Witch of Rose Hall. Wait, you love when I do what halls? Randomly rap. We have the White Witch of Rose Hall. We have the Ancestors Calling. We have Whistler's Hollow. We have the Last Summer Carnival. And we have the Melonheads of Ohio. And if you're on TT, you can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story at a time. Hi, Lorna. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow. Skrilla. That's when she turns into D-Money. Yeah, I love that. D-Money. And I wish I could say that that is the first time I've been called that. But it is not. I have been called D-Money many times. First thing about Devin After Dark is there is no Devin After Dark. Wait, what, Robin? I watched some interview you did with an elusive coach or something. Wait, are you talking about Steve Wozniak? Like the inventor of the computer? It was in like a gymnasium setting, so I could see how you would think he would be a coach. But that was Steve Wozniak, the man who invented the personal computer. The founder of Apple. the lovely teddy bear man that he is. And yes, I did get an exclusive interview with him because he doesn't talk to the press, and I was very proud of myself. Not Mike Wazowski. Wait, you said he was a sports coach. I thought it was on a football field. Maybe. Was it at the Super Bowl? Was it at the Super Bowl? It was probably at the Super Bowl. It was probably at the Super Bowl. Yeah, Robin, send it to me. Where'd you find that? Oh, Minnie Mouse, yeah. I'm not humble bragging. I was trying to avoid it being that. She was like a coach. I'm like, no, I think it was like Mike Wozniak. And the only reason I got to do the Super Bowl is because it came to my town. It's not like I was like picked to fly across the country and cover the Super Bowl. I lived in Houston. I got lucky. Hi, Beefy. Aw, thanks, Whitney. A famous coach. I have no idea. I was a reporter for a long time. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I try to black out that time in my life. It was kind of a trauma, but Robin, you'll have to let me know which one that is. Skrill. Is that really what I sounded like? That's obnoxious. It was only the Martin Luther King interview. I hope that's not how obnoxious I sounded. Oh my God. Yeah, Steve Wozniak on my team. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, I knew it was that one. Because that's how cool I am. I could guess which cool interview I had because it's like the one that I did that was really cool. And I was not even prepared, Robin, as you can tell by the fact that I'm wearing a t-shirt with an astronaut on it. And then he told me he liked my t-shirt. And I literally it was like an ambush interview. Like I didn't even know I was going to do it. I didn't even have a proper microphone or light. And I used my iPhone as a light. And then I was like, how ironic. I'm using my iPhone as my light. Anyway. He likes to be called the Woz. Do you know that his wife is like the same wife he had since before he got all rich and famous, and she's like adorable, and they hold hands everywhere they go. And it was just really cute to me because I expected him to have some I don't know, trophy wife. It's like 25 and you know what I mean? And his wife literally looks like the female equivalent of him, and they hold hands everywhere they go. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh my God, stop it. Why are you guys... Yeah, they're so... I'm like, why are you guys so cute? Oh, when they went to leave, he grabbed her hand and they walked out holding hands. I was like, oh my God, I can't handle it. Holding hands is so old-fashioned and cute. Also, did you guys know that he was in a major plane accident and had such a brain trauma that he forgot all of the genius that he had in his brain to invent the computer, and he had to try to rebuild, relearn it and rebuild his brain. In case you guys didn't know that. Oh, thanks, Zafiro. Thanks, Laura. Yeah, I never knew it, and it blew my mind. And that's what he came and did us. He came and spoke about having losing, because he was a millionaire and then got in a plane accident and literally couldn't even remember his name or anything. Hi, Candy. Hi, Candace. Yeah, and he had to rebuild it, and his wife stayed with him the whole time. Hi, Danielson. I know, right, Brooke? He must have forgot he didn't do any reviews. That's because I have a way of glamoring people into telling me what I want them to. Yeah, Matt, that's what he said. He said he felt like he lost his superpower, but then he didn't. He got it back. But his yeah, he did. Well, he also thought I was a weirdo and liked my spunk, he said, because there was a security rope, and he was walking off the back of the stage and leaving, and I yelled over the rope. I was like, hey, Steve, I knew him. I just hollered over there like I knew him. And he turned around and he thought it was so funny. He's like, let her in. Let her in. And they opened the rope for me. And yeah, Tom, it is. It's your last name. I did. I really did. And he was so nice. He was wonderful. Anyway, look at you, Robin, doing some deep dives, finding that interview. That was a long time ago. Love that. Yeah, Skrilla. Thanks, Holly. I have a lot of good stories, but that's about it. Don't have much else to show for it, but I have some good stories from my life. I love that Robin. Lovely always jokes about how she stalks me. She's like, what better to stalk you with, my dear? All right. The winner was Ancestors Calling. I will be right back with that one. Do you, Glenda? That's cute. What made me get out of it? Oh, God, a lot of things. A lot of things. But if I'm being honest, my sister dying. Because she was really young. And I was not happy. Even though I was really successful at what I was doing, I was miserable. And I was like, I'm too young to be miserable just because everybody thinks I'm good at this. And I decided I didn't like it. Because nobody tells you what to do when you're like, took out student loans, did all this stuff, and then you become like successful at something that you don't like. Like, what are you supposed to do? You know? And it's actually very scary to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna quit all of this. And people are like, what the hell is your problem? So, yeah. All right, I'll be right back with the Ancestors Calling. Get cozy, and if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow. And there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Be right back. Thank you, Catmandu. That's so cute. Thank you for the jungle blitzy. And Skrilla, that song, man, that song. I love that song. Good night, Lily. Sweet dreams. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Get some rest, cutie. Brooke said, I can't wait to haunt everyone. Girl, I'm not haunting shit. I better not have to be here anymore. This better be my last rodeo, and I don't want to come back to human existence. Sorry, guys. I'm not haunting shit. I'm not being an ancestor for any. I don't want to ever come back again. Your girl's tired. This one wore me out. Like whenever people talk about their ancestors around them and helping them, I'm like, I'm sorry, but no. When I don't want to have to stick around and help no, thank you. Nope. When do we get off the ride? So my stupid teenage aunts, can call on me and cry about some dude. Hard pass. Hard pass. That's exactly right, Michelle. And Lachey, same. And it's not even a heartless way. It's just my energy's depleted. I don't have it in me. Glinda says, no, I'm coming back to haunt. I have a lot of karma to give out. Oh, you do? See, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the universe does a pretty good job of that for me. In the few examples I've had in my life where I'm like, you know what? I hope karma gets them. It has. So somebody has my back. Maybe it's my ancestors. Maybe it's the ancient elementals that I'm really good friends with. I don't know, but I don't think I'm gonna have to haunt shit. I think that's being taken care of in real time for me. Jen's already imagining. She's like, I'm gonna be the snarkiest, sassiest ghost. What do you mean sassy? You're gonna be like, boo, bitch. Boo. Thank you, Holly, for the beautiful poetry book. No, I believe you, Brooke, that I'm not even shocked that you want to. I have zero desire to haunt anyone. But I also am not I'm not a revengey, petty person. I'm not I was never a key your car kind of guy. When people hurt me, I'd be like, ew, fuck them. I'm never talking to them again. I'm a straight ghoster. I'm not a revenge type of, I don't really care. Once I'm done, I don't give a shit what you, I don't care at all. I'll never think about you again. But I feel like that's also probably not the most healthy way to deal with things. So don't listen to me. Don't listen to me, actually. Well, and Kebriel, I think it's because, I'm not saying I'm better than revenge. I honestly think it's because, I am too prideful. Does that make sense? Like, I'm like, I just act like, oh, well, you never got to me at all. Goodbye. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm too prideful to let them know they even got to me enough to like key a car. I would never. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's too much of my energy. That's what it comes down to, Fat Bottom Girl, is I don't let them take any more energy from me after that moment. I'm like, never, no more energy is wasted on you ever again. Yeah, that's exactly right, Michelle. It's the satisfaction thing. I just like don't. Plus, I'm not gonna lie. Hate harder. What do you mean hate harder on what? Plus, I'm not gonna lie. I also am a Sagittarius, and if you guys know anything about us, we're kind of just like whatever, whatever. Like Kristen Wiig. Does that make sense? Like whatever. Like, we kind of just like can turn it off. You shouldn't have to physically do anything. What do you mean, like ever? Yes, Cindy, that's exactly right. Just like dead to me. Which I feel like that's probably not. That's exactly right, Frenchie. You're exactly right. That's yep. Thank you. You said it for me. I don't have to do anything, but you get it. You understand. You understand. And you get it too. Yes. Sages, it's like people say we're aloof. Yeah, Skrilla, perfect. Perfect, because I need that. I need the balance. Because I don't get mad enough sometimes. Like, I'm passionate and a fire sign, but Sages are different than all the other fire signs. We're really laid back and like whatever. Like, we don't really give an F about anything. Like, at the end of the day, we're really like, yep, that's exactly right, Frenchie. But when we're done, we're done. And it's not like I'm sitting there stewing, looking at your Facebook, trying to like hate on, and pretending to be done. I mean, I literally never think about you again as long as you live, until like randomly I might be like, oh yeah, that guy existed. Holy shit, I forgot. Like, and it's the weirdest thing, but we're able to do that. It's like, yep, it just rolls off. And it's like, and I'm not even like going to be crying. I'll be like, I'm not like sobbing. I'm not even like looking at who he's dating. I don't give a, like literally never again. I don't think about it. And I will say, seeing how other people have dealt with that kind of stuff, I am grateful that us Sages have that quality. My fellow Sages with me on that is one of our superpowers, is like our 0 Fs are given about pretty much anything. Exactly, Frenchies. Yeah. Kimberly, are you sure? Because Aquariuses I know are like really not like, they're like really overthinkers and like very, very sensitive. But I only really know 2 Aquariuses, so don't mark me on that. Your daughter's a Sag and she's just like that. Yeah. And then people like want you to be more upset. They're like, why aren't you upset? You really need to get it out. I'm like, there's nothing to get out. I literally don't give an F anymore. Like, does that mean, like, it's the weirdest thing. It's like people don't understand. I'm like, no, I'm not penting up anything. I don't care anymore. Because I just know how to like, evaluate it and be like, it's a pride thing. It's like, if somebody doesn't want me, I like literally don't want them. Why would I? So like, it doesn't even, I'm like, cool. You know? But I'm not gonna lie, I also have only had that situation a few times. I tend to be the breaker upper. Don't hate me, please. But in the times that has happened, I don't really care that much. But I do tend to be the one that breaks up with people. So also a Sag quality, I believe. Yep, see, Frenchies, I knew it. Yep. That's why I'm like, Sages don't care because we always are the ones that break up with everybody. See, I don't do it when it's least expected. I am like very vocal about like, I'm very communicative, hoping things will work. I'm not like a sneak attacker. I'm like, let's like let's talk about this. Let's work it out. And then, so it's not ever a shock. Hi, Lacey. Yeah, I have heavy Sag in most of my houses, or 8th house, or Sag, Scorpio or Sag, and then I am a Gemini moon. And then to throw in the spice, where I get my real spice from, I'm an Aries rising. And to give you an indication of what that is, so is Rihanna. Okay? That's why I like Riri so much. Aries rising is the apparently rarest rising to have, because it only happens for 2 minutes or something once a year or something like that. But anyway, yes. Oh, Suzanne, you're Capra. Oh my goodness. You know who I don't really know if I know a lot of Cancers? I'm a Sag sun and a Gemini moon. Ghost Dancer with an Aries rising. That's why I'm such a weirdo. Just kidding. Yeah, Robin, that's what I was going to say. I don't really think I know that many Cancers. I don't feel like there's probably a reason for that. We might not, I don't know, vibe. Yeah, see, you said you don't know a single Cancer either. Where are the, oh, thanks, Frenchie. Where are the Cancers hiding? Are they just off crying somewhere? There we go. Lil D, hi. Who's your, okay, what sign is your best friend, Lil D? I'm just curious because I don't know, when is your birthday? I don't know if I know any Cancers. What dates are Cancers again? Oh, and Gabriel's a Cancer. There we go. And Mandy. Okay, so we got some Cancers. Gabriel says not crying. Okay, good. Your parents are both Cancers. What birthdays are Cancers? July 2nd. Okay, July. I'm trying to think of which one of my friends' birthdays are July. Huh. I don't know if I do have any Cancer friends. Oh, Joe, but that's also because it's Gemini season. End of June is Cancer. Oh my God. Are you serious that my best friend for my whole life is a Cancer? And she doesn't seem like a typical Cancer, actually. That's so funny. Thank you, Rochelle. Okay, back to the story. Be right back. Quick swig. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the ancestors calling. Yes, little D, I was just going to say Pisces and Cancer go really well together. Skrilla, I feel like so do I. I feel like me too. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? What? Yeah, my unintentional love spells that I don't ever mean to cast, and I wish I knew how to stop it. For years, I've been digging into my family tree on Ancestry. It turns out you might not want to dig too deep into your past unless you're ready for what might be uncovered. This is a story about a trip my friend Jessica and I took not too long ago to track down some of my more elusive ancestors. Don't you put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby. So I had been tracing my family's history for nearly 5 years. What started as a simple free trial on Ancestry grew into something much deeper and more extensive than anyone in my family ever expected. And see, my family isn't your run-of-the-mill clan. We've got Mayflower passengers, Jamestown founders, Salem witches, and even folks like Wild Bill Hickok mixed in. And yes, even the famous Clan Fraser and Clan Mackenzie of Scotland. It's actually really wild, and admittedly, it sounds made up. But literally, nearly every branch of my family tree is dripping with history and mystery. Yeah, me neither, Missy Jane, me neither. One day, I came across an old diary someone had scanned, and it mentioned a distant ancestor of mine, Annabelle Gray. She had settled in a tiny town in South Carolina, and I knew I had to go. Psycho, I don't know. Good question. The diary was filled with strange entries about her final years, and something about the way it all ended just didn't sit right with me. Naturally, I roped in Jessica. She's the kind of friend who will jump in with both feet, no matter how weird my ideas get. We booked this adorable looking Airbnb, an old restored plantation house in the heart of nowhere, also known as Fairhope, South Carolina. It was perfect. Rustic charm, historical detail, and all the makings of a quiet research-filled trip. Or so we thought. Fairhope was, well, it was the kind of small town where the gas station is also the grocery store. We drove in and we were greeted by folks staring at us like we were aliens. We arrived at the Airbnb just as the sun was starting to set. Now, this house was massive. It was an antebellum style mansion with big columns and Spanish moss hanging from giant oak trees, just like something out of a Southern Gothic novel. It looked inviting, but also a little too perfect, if that makes sense. There was this lingering stillness about the place, like it had been waiting for us to show up. After we unpacked, we went into town for dinner at the one and only diner. And that's where we met Tom, the local historian. Tom was one of those folks who knows everything about everybody. When he found out I was there to research the Gray family, his eyes got wide. "Oh, you're staying out at the old Hartley place. You know, that house has seen its fair share of strange things." Jessica and I exchanged a look. Of course, we would end up booking a haunted Airbnb without even meaning to. Tom told us about the town's history. How the Hartley family who built the house had all but vanished by the early 1900s. And as for my ancestor, Annabelle, well, rumor had it, she'd been some sort of healer or wise woman. But the locals at the time had another word for her: witch. We got back to the house a little later than we expected. And when we pulled into the driveway, I was feeling a little uneasy. But Jessica, being Jessica, was all like, "Let's not get weird yet. It's just a big old creepy house." Famous last words, right? The first night, nothing too wild happened. Just a few creaks and groans. But that's to be expected with an old house, right? I chalked it up to settling wood and wind. But at about 2 a.m. I woke up. You know that feeling when your eyes are closed, but you can still feel like someone's standing close to you? It felt like that. I sat up, and for a split second, I swear I saw someone, just a shadow, standing at the foot of my bed. I blinked and it was gone. I told myself that I must have still been dreaming or something. The next day, Jessica and I hit up the local archives because I was determined to get to the bottom of Annabelle's story. So this archive was straight out of an old movie. Dusty shelves, crumbling papers, and this musty smell that made you feel like the past was just sitting there, waiting for you to open the right book. While I was elbow deep in family records, Jessica started looking at property records for the house we were staying in. And that's when she found something interesting. Turns out her great-great-grandfather had worked on the Hartley plantation as a carpenter. Well, this just got weirder. What are the odds that Jess and I both had ancestral ties to this place? But the more we dug, the stranger it got. Annabelle had lived in the house for years. But there was no official record of her death, no grave. It was like she had disappeared. That night, things got a little more active. We heard footsteps in the hallway. At first I thought it was Jessica going to the kitchen for a midnight snack, but when I called out, I heard her voice from the other side of the house. She wasn't even near the hallway. Maybe we've got raccoons or something, Jessica said. But raccoons don't walk like people. At one point, we decided to do a little EVP session, to record any potential ghostly voices. Not that we really expected anything, but we figured why not. And we got something. A faint voice on playback whispering just one word. Annabelle. The next day, we went back to Tom at the diner to tell him what we found. And he wasn't surprised. He said people had been hearing strange things about that house for years. Tom told us that Annabelle wasn't just some wise woman. She was believed to be connected to some old, ancient magic. Something tied to the land itself. As Tom told us, I could see Jessica's face go pale. She pulled me aside later and said that she had had dreams about a woman standing at the window of the house looking out over the fields. On the last night of our stay, it all came together. We were sitting in the living room, just talking about everything that we had uncovered. And then the lights flickered. It wasn't the first time the power had acted up, but this time it felt different. There was a weight in the air, like we weren't alone. Suddenly, the footsteps started again. But this time they were louder, closer. And then the temperature in the room dropped. Jessica and I stood up, frozen, as a figure appeared at the end of the hallway. It was just a shadow at first, but it was her. It was Annabelle. She didn't say anything. She just stood there looking at us. And then just as quickly as she appeared, she was gone. In the days that followed, we realized what it all meant. Annabelle hadn't been haunting us to scare us. She had been trying to connect with us. Her life had been erased. Her story buried. And we were the ones who could finally uncover the truth. Jessica and I left Fairhope with more questions than answers. But one thing was clear. We'd stumbled upon something bigger than just a family tree. Thank you, Spooky Bestie. We'd found a legacy. One that was still very much alive. And that's the tale of the ancestors calling. Thank you for the follow, Fit and Flawless. Welcome to the porch. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Shantae, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Good night, Missy Jane. Sweet dreams. Thanks, Halls. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody so far for the adorable gifts you've been sending. Raven, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Caroline, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. So if you guys could do me a big favor while I am setting up the next poll for us to vote, if you could just hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, and there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other, and it says repost. That puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. You can also undo it and redo it. If you've already done it before, you can redo it, and it helps just reset the algorithm, and it helps share out the live to your FYP, and it helps us grow. Thank you for the follow, Cassie. Welcome to the porch. I'll be right back. Oh, that's cool, Robin. I'll be right back with the next poll for us to vote. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, check out the shooting stars, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. Hi, Dawn. And we have, thank you so much, Dawn. We have Eliza Crawford's ghost. We have the Mothman. We have the Goat Man. We have the Deer Woman. And we have the Ozarks Howler. Battle of the Cryptids. Except for Eliza Crawford. Who's it going to be? You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. We have Eliza Crawford's ghost, the Mothman, Zaddy himself, the Goat Man, the Deer Woman of Oklahoma, and the Ozarks Howler. Oh, welcome. First time listening. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the porch. Morty, the Ozarks Howler. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. Poor Morty Jade, he doesn't have any votes at all. He's howling alone in his sleep tonight. Yes, Michelle, we're voting right now on the next story that I read, and I'm here every single night. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write all these stories myself. And they are all available on my YT channel as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, all the links are in my bio. Thank you, Kimberly. And also, you said between which stories, people request stories and then I write them down and then I put them up on a poll like we just did and we vote for whichever one wins and then I read it. And yeah, look at Eliza with 222. And the winner of the poll was Eliza Crawford's Ghost. Really close though, for a while there. She was neck and neck with Goatman for a minute. And the Ozarks Howler is so sad. No, and then, no, and then. What does that mean? Did I just say that? No, and then. I probably did. Is that what I said? No, and then. No, and then. What was I talking about? Yeah, poor Howley. Poor Mortimer. And you know what's funny about Dude, Where's My Car is I actually lost my car once in high school. And my boyfriend was older than me. And he had to drive me around and try to find it. And he was so annoyed with me. He was so irritated with me. Because he had already had to come pick me up at the party. And he was like a lot older than me. So he was like, well, I'm a chair, you know? And I was like... And then like he assumed I just needed a ride because I've been drinking. And then in the morning, I'm like, I don't know where my car is. And then he had to drive me around to all the places I may have been that night before and look for my car. And then it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. I wanted to make out with him. I was trying to make him, you know, get a little frisky with me. And I was still like totally like, and so I started making out with him and I threw up in his mouth. That poor man. And he still loved me afterwards. And you know what he did? He spit it out. He spit it out like a badass and picked me up and carried me to the bathroom. I'm not even kidding. This man spit it out like a beast and just picked me up, carried me like a princess into the bathroom. Yep. And I never forgot it. That poor guy. That poor ew. Vibe daddy. Ew. Vibe daddy said a badass would have swallowed it. That's disgusting. Ew. But also so funny. Yeah, Matt, for sure. But yeah, my poor high school boyfriend, he really put up with a lot. Oh, he never forgot it either, for sure, Dawn. Justin said, I beg your finest pardon. And yes, I was a wild girl. Yes, that's accurate. I had no denying it. But I'm a lot of fun. All right, I'll be right back with Eliza Crawford's Ghost with the 222 votes. Exactly, Matt. It gets the people going. Mary said the way my flabbers were gasted. I know. Everyone's flabbers were gasted when it happened, whenever I tell that story. Yeah, time to make some new memories for sure. Well, and guys, to frame the time frame, that was in literally high school. So that was a very, very long time ago. And I lost my Cavalier. Okay? My Chevy Cavalier. So, just to give you guys an indication, I've had lots of better memories since then. But that one was yeah, Glenda, I've had 700 years of memories. Yeah, girl, the Cavalier. It was a Z24 and I had two 12s and an amp in the trunk. And no, I'm not kidding. My cheerleading squad surprised me for my birthday and put two 12s and an amp in my car. If that says anything about who I was in high school. You had a girl throw up in your crotch once. That sucks. That sucks. I rarely even, that was probably one of the, I don't even usually throw up. So that was a very surprising time. I did have the best friends. I still do. I'm still friends with those girls. That's the high school group chat. And Christina, the one that comes in here all the time, she was one of those girls that contributed to the subwoofers. And you know what they did? I was emancipated in high school. My life was not the easiest. It was very hard. And I was on my own since very young. And my parents lived about 12 hours away from me. And to finance the subwoofers and to get them put into my car, my friends, you had a Z24 in high school too? Hell yeah, it was the cool guy. And so my friends, to finance the subs, because they were high school girls with cash, right? They contacted my dad, who lived in Ohio, and he bought the subs for them. And then they were like, we'll pay you back. We'll send you. And he assumed a money order, a check, whatever. No shit. These girls mailed my dad the fattest envelope of cash. Just straight mailed what 2 12s and an amp cost in cash. On Pest. Oh my god, I cannot believe you just referenced Pest. I love that movie. No, I didn't have that Jeep like that. I had a Cavalier. But yeah, who mails cash? But they were in high school. They didn't know any better. And my dad was cracking up. He's like, dude, I got an envelope of cash from your friends. Hey, Louie. No, thank you. You're not doing shit. Bye. I imagine you singing like John in the shower. I'm in the mood to scam simply because I can. Like that. I used to know every single word to that song too. Now I don't even know if I can remember it. Aladdin, Houdini, pick him up like a Sam. Yeah, I don't know if I can remember that. God, that was a good movie. I can't believe you brought that up. I totally forgot about that. I watched that movie 75 times in middle school. Angela, that's what sealed the deal. Angela's you're fantastic. The Pest, fantastic. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate you. Some people say fantastic. Some people say weird as hell, you know? The eye of the beholder. Golden Healer, come take a beanbag chair or a hammock. Welcome. Quick swig and I'll be back with The Tale of Eliza Crawford's Ghost. Weird as hell is a vibe. Well, and I don't really like our society, so like normal to me is like no thank you. So like weird's totally great. Like it's like my vibe. I'm fine with it. The Master of Disguise, yes. I need to watch that movie again. I need to find it. Oh, Glenda, you come from my stories too. Turtle, yeah. Jayla's just did it too. Weird as hell is a whole vibe. Thanks, Golden Healer. Yeah. Like, my friend's parents used to be like, your friend Devin is very unique. And I'm like, your mom thinks I'm fucking weird, I know. That's okay. Unique. Thanks, Betty. Your aura is really low vibe right now. What's going on, Bets? What's the Turtle Club? Oh, I always get puzzle pieces. I'm due for one like right now. It'll come up like as soon as I start the next story. Oh, I was definitely Ty on Clueless. For sure. Rolling with the homies. You're a virgin who can't drive. Yes, R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. I can't do any activities where balls fly at my nose. There goes your social life, Amber. Thank you, Steve. That's so sweet. And no, Sosan, there's just a giant banner that says live spooky bedtime stories and these stories and more. But there's no stories. We just sit here and listen to music all night. Literally, Jade, I can't. Right after I said that, someone just said, "When do the stories start?" Do you guys like it? Like, I don't understand where these people come from, and if they are listening to the words I'm saying, or if they're just like trolls. I can't figure it out. But like, pay attention to what's happening in the live, bro. Like, seriously. Like, to come in here while I'm in the middle of changing my background, the script and the music and everything, and go, when are the stories starting? When is it? Maybe take a fucking breath. Deep breath. Use your attention span to pay attention for 5 seconds on what's happening in the live and what we're saying before you fire off immediate, what's happening? Where are the stories? Where are the stories? I literally cannot stand it. People will come in here when there's the middle of a poll happening. A poll. And be like, what is the story? Do you not see the poll literally in front of your face? Like, seriously. Yeah, it is rude. It is rude. In fact, it is rude, Larry. So maybe grow an attention span. And relax, because that's literally what we're here for, is to unwind. And again, if you want to listen to my stories on your own time, you can. They're all available and recorded on my YT channel. Okay, Larry? And if you've been here for 15 minutes, Larry, then there's literally no excuse for asking when the story started, because that means you're not paying attention for shit. So, just an FYI, pay attention better, sweetheart. Use your eyes and your ears. Justin. Justin. Thank you, Jade. Yes, Skrilla, really. It's like, I've been here a whole 15 minutes. That's the longest my attention span can focus. And I'm outraged. Michelle. Sergeant Rock said, yeah, she might run you over with her cavalier. I'm cackling. Thank you, Angela. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm cackling. Okay. Was it yellow? No, it was white. Yellow, that's next level. Was yours yellow? Sorry, Dawn. And you know what, Dawn? Everybody blames me for that. They always say that they're just about to be asleep and then I make them laugh hysterically. So I'm very sorry. It's spooky and silly in here. You wanted a yellow one? Okay, Robin. I see what kind of girl you are. Yellow, huh? Yes, bumps in the trunk. Guys, like, what? Is that a thong song reference? Robin, my best friend Katie had a yellow Pontiac, whatever, something. And girls with yellow cars, I feel like you guys are wild. Even more wild than me, and that's saying something. To what, Jade? Submitted for the approval of the Porch Palace Society. This is the tale of the ghost who solved her own murder. Hi, porch lady. Oh, Michelle, no, but you can take your phone with you to smoke. You don't have to leave the porch. And I'm about to start right now. Yeah, we have a smoking section out back of the porch. No problem. Michelle said it's not the same experience. You're so cute. The small Appalachian town of Green Hollow was quiet. Nestled in the hills of West Virginia. It was the kind of place where everyone knew each other, and secrets rarely stayed hidden for long. An unsolved murder had left its mark on the land and the memories of those who lived there. It was the story of Eliza Crawford, a young woman found dead under mysterious circumstances in the winter of 1897. Her death had been ruled an accident, but whispers of foul play persisted. Some claimed that Eliza's spirit still roamed the hills. But the strangest part of the tale was not that her ghost lingered. It was that she, from beyond the grave, had a hand in solving the very crime that took her life. The day Eliza Crawford died was bitterly cold. The kind of cold that seeped through your skin and settled deep into your bones. Skrilla. She had left her family's farmhouse early in the morning to visit her cousin Margaret, who lived across the valley. Eliza, only 23, was known for her kindness, quick wit, and beauty. Her auburn hair stood out against the snow as she trudged along the path. But she never made it to Margaret's house. It wasn't until nightfall, when her father, Jacob Crawford, returned home from town, that they realized she was missing. A search party was quickly organized, lanterns bobbing through the dark, as men and women called her name into the freezing night. It was her brother Samuel who found her body. She lay at the bottom of a steep ravine, her limbs twisted and her face pale in the moonlight. The doctor was summoned, but his verdict was quick. Eliza had slipped on the icy rocks and fallen to her death. A tragic accident. But something about the scene didn't sit right with Samuel or Margaret. Eliza had walked that path many times before. She knew the terrain too well to simply fall. But the doctor's word was final and the town moved on. Eliza was buried in the small cemetery on the hill beneath the weeping willow tree. Her death, while mourned, was accepted by most as an unfortunate twist of fate. Except for one person, and that was Margaret. Margaret was the first to notice something was wrong. 3 nights after Eliza's funeral, she woke in the middle of the night to a strange sound, soft, like footsteps on the hardwood floor outside her bedroom. At first, she thought it was her imagination. But then came the whisper, "Margaret." The voice was unmistakable. It was Eliza. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Whitney. The voice was unmistakable. It was Eliza. Margaret sat up in bed, her heart pounding. And she called out into the dark, but no answer came. Thanks, Michelle. The house was still. The only sound was the wind howling outside, rattling the windows. The next morning, Margaret told her mother, but Mrs. Blackwell dismissed it as grief just playing tricks on her daughter's mind. Yet the whispers continued, each night growing a little louder and a little clearer. Margaret, help me. Disturbed but determined, Margaret went to Samuel. He was skeptical at first, but he agreed to visit Eliza's grave with her. When they arrived, the air around the cemetery was unnaturally cold. As they stood in front of Eliza's headstone, Margaret heard it again. Help me. The voice was faint but unmistakable. And Samuel heard it too. His face went pale as he glanced at Margaret. Eliza was trying to tell them something. After that day, Samuel began to believe. He and Margaret returned to the grave frequently, hoping for more clues, more whispers. But Eliza's voice remained elusive. It wasn't until a week later, when Margaret was walking alone in the woods near the ravine where Eliza had died, that she experienced the most chilling encounter. As she approached the spot where Eliza's body had been found, the air grew thick, as if the very atmosphere was charged with energy. The world around her seemed to blur, and for a moment Margaret thought she might faint. But instead of collapsing, she saw something. A vision, faint like a memory, replaying itself before her eyes. Eliza was there, standing at the edge of the ravine. But she wasn't alone. A man was with her. Margaret couldn't make out his face, but she saw him grab Eliza's arm roughly, and there was a struggle. Eliza tried to pull away, but the man was too strong and he pushed her. She fell, tumbling down the ravine as the man watched. And then the vision was gone. Thank you, Songbird. Thank you, Shirley. Margaret gasped, her breath visible in the cold air. The truth of what she had seen burned in her mind. Eliza hadn't fallen at all. She had been pushed. Shaken but resolute, Margaret went to Samuel with what she had seen. His face grew darker with every word. He too had begun to suspect that Eliza's death was no accident. But this vision confirmed it. Someone had murdered her. But who? They thought back to Eliza's life, to the people she had known, to the men she had courted, and one name came to the forefront: Billy Turner. He had been sweet on Eliza for years, but she had always rejected his advances. Recently, though, his behavior had turned more aggressive, and he had been seen arguing with her in town just days before her death. Billy Turner was a hot-headed young man, known for his temper and his jealous streak. He'd always been obsessed with Eliza, and Samuel and Margaret now feared that his obsession had turned deadly. That night, Eliza's whispers returned clearer than ever. Billy! It was all the confirmation they needed. Eliza's ghost was pointing them toward her killer. Armed with this revelation, Samuel and Margaret went to the sheriff, but they knew that without solid evidence, their claims would be dismissed as superstition. So they decided to confront Billy Turner themselves. They found him at a local tavern nursing a drink by the fire. When they approached him, he sneered at them, his eyes bloodshot. "Hi, Wendy." Margaret felt a wave of fear wash over her. But Samuel stood firm. "We know what you did, Billy," Samuel said, his voice steady. "Eliza didn't fall, you pushed her." Billy's face went pale, and for a moment, he looked like a cornered animal. He laughed, a low, bitter laugh. "You're crazy," he spat. "You can't prove anything." Margaret stepped forward, her voice trembling but fierce. "Eliza told us. She told us what you did." Billy's eyes darted around the room, the weight of guilt settling on his shoulders. His hand shook, and he looked like he might bolt for the door. But Samuel grabbed him by the collar, forcing him to meet his gaze. "Tell the truth, Billy, or I swear I'll make sure everyone in town knows what you are." For a long moment, Billy said nothing. And then, with a broken sob, he confessed. He had followed Eliza that day, determined to confront her about rejecting him. And in his rage, he had pushed her, not meaning to kill her, but the moment she fell, he panicked and fled. Billy Turner's confession shocked the town, but it also brought a strange sense of relief. Eliza's death was no longer a mystery, and justice, long overdue, was finally served. Billy was arrested, tried, and sentenced for his crime. As for Eliza's spirit, the whispers stopped right after Billy's confession. Samuel and Margaret visited her grave one last time, and as they stood beneath the weeping willow, they felt a sense of peace that had eluded them for so long. "Eliza," Margaret whispered in the cold air, "we did it. You're free." The wind rustled through the branches of the willow, and for a brief moment, they both felt it. A warmth, a presence, a final goodbye from their beloved Eliza, and then she was gone. And that's the tale of the ghost who solved her own murder. Oh my God, thanks, Misbehaving. That's so cute with the little dandelions. Thank you. Thank you, Misbehaving. Love you too. Hi, Alley Cat. Thank you, Mace. Thank you, Cecilia. I love your name, by the way. All right, you guys know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. Make the Noila clap. Where did that come from? Noila clap, what did I say? Cecilia? Also, you guys, Merlin's been in here the entire night, and I'm so proud of him. Hi, Bisbee. Merlin's been in here the whole night, and he only just started chugging water during that last story, and then he just went and laid back down. Usually after he chugs his water, he complains and wants to go out the door. This time he went back and laid down. He's such a good boy.
Merlin, I love you, baby. My baby.
And yes, even Merlin has patience. Right, exactly. Yeah, he did. He took a quick swig, Justin. Aw, Newt. Merlin says meow. I don't even remember what I was just gonna say. I forgot. He is such a good boy. He's so cute. Oh, I call him Waby, in case you guys are wondering why you always hear me call him Waby. It's his very serious nickname. And it stands for Wizard Baby. Because he's my wizard baby. He has a fountain out in the kitchen, but he gets his own little mini water bowl in my bedroom because he's spoiled. And it's on like a pedestal and everything. I'm not kidding. So he doesn't have to like sit down to drink it. And so his bowl in here is just a bowl. But he does have a fountain in the kitchen. But he doesn't like the fountain. He likes the bowl in my room. But yes, I call him Waby because it stands for Wizard Baby. And I realized the other day that you guys hear me call him Waby all the time. And I was like, they probably don't know what that means. It means Wizard Baby. Aw, precious. That's so cute. Yeah, Merlin says meow. He's the best. Merlin has a very short chin, so he's like a blip master. His tongue is like always hanging out at random times, and I can't handle it. It's so cute. I can't even. It's so cute. He is a wizard. All right, guys, it's grilled cheese time. And if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. I love hymns too. I love him so much. And this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night. Oh, thanks, Hulls. I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, so you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me. Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Bisbee. Thank you, Santos. Santos, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Aw, Skrilla. You should totally get a cat, Misbehavin'. They're the best. They will change your life. I can't even explain it to you. Pippa, I'll take Gouda too. Aw, thanks, Psycho. Yes, give me some Gouda. I actually haven't had Gouda cheese in a long time, and I would love some, but I haven't had it in a while. You have an orange kitty named Orange Kitty. That's so cute. By the way, I do have a story of Merlin and how I found him. If you guys want to see it, it's like, it actually went viral on IG and it had like over 2 million likes or something. It didn't go viral here, but it did on IG. So if you guys would like to see it, it's on my profile. It's how I found him. It's the cutest story. And yes, I found him at Goodwill. It's true. I found Merlin at Goodwill, and he's the best thing I've ever found at Goodwill in my life. Is it pinned? I don't think so, but I can pin it. Let me check. Let me check 1 second. Yes, outside Goodwill. Oh, thank you, Misbehavin'. Okay, I just pinned it. Oh my god, he's so cute. I can't even handle it. I can't handle it. Okay, I pinned it. So you guys can go look at it. He's the cutest thing on the planet. Alright guys, get your grilled cheeses ready. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars. And welcome to the porch. Feel free to do one more repost if you would like. It always helps. And I'll be right back. Justin at Hogwarts. Mace, thank you for the hanging lights. And Michelle, thanks for the fan cat. Bisbee, thank you for the level up sparks. Thank you, Misbehavin'. Cynthia, that sounds delicious. Thank you, Skrilla. By the way, I would like to tell you guys, this week I officially became a Audify partner, which is very exciting. So now, so now on Audify, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, so now I will be making a little bit of moolah over there, I guess. Thank you guys. Yeah, Justin, thanks. Thanks, guys. Baby steps, but every little bit counts, you know? I'm going in the right direction. Oh, corn. There's the corn. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I love you too, Jade. All right, you guys. Thank you, Halls. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. Quick swig, and then we travel to the Sycamore Diner. Happy Sunday. Also, don't forget, tomorrow live on my YT channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a live premiere of the new story of the week. And this week I will be introducing a new cryptid, and it is a famous one. It is one that probably all of you have heard of and know about. And so it is one that has probably been the most requested cryptid for me to do a story on. And so tomorrow at 7 p.m., don't forget to join us over on the tube. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Thanks, Detroit. Thank you, Skrilla. Thank you, Mace. Thanks, Spooky Bestie. All right, you guys, quick swig, and I'll be right back with the Sycamore Diner. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Skrilla. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pals Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth, and the vinyl creaked. And I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple. Safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window. And the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up. I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit, not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered, just once and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm. A voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. I turned the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain, and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm. And still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress, and she was standing by the kitchen doors. Her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair. And she took one slow step toward me. "The others? They were waiting, but you just wandered in." She raised a hand, and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer. Like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled, and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it, underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign. No glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rear view mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site, and I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight, and everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? Same checkerboard floor, same red booths, same neon sign. S-Y C-A-M-O-R-E. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Good night, CJ. Good night, Glinda. Good night, everybody. Thanks again for spending your evening with me. I love spending my evenings with you. And don't forget, tomorrow, the new story premieres live on my YT channel. Good night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I don't see you then, I will see you guys again tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Rochelle, thank you for your merch order. It popped up while I was reading. And thank you, Porch Pals. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. I hope you guys get some lovely rest and some good dreams. If you aren't able to fall asleep, please check out my YT channel, and the Bedtime Stories playlist will have you passed out by like the second story probably. Hi, John. Aw, Skrilla, sweet dreams. Send me some funny videos. Good night, Draconis. Good night, James. Good night, Justin. Good night, Mackenzie. Good night, Jade. Good night, Dawn. Sweet dreams, everybody. Good night, Trisha. Good night, Michelle. Good night, Spooky Bestie. Good night, Chris. Catmandu, Mace, Misbehaving, Shannon. I hope you guys get some wonderful sleep. And don't forget, stay spooky.